Well, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave, and today I have yet another problem I have to fix here on the farm. Well, the problem I have is another water leak. I seem to have so many of these water leaks on my property. I just don't know why, but late yesterday I discovered a big puddle here in the entrance to the house, and I noticed all this water that's over here, and obviously it's coming out of somewhere, and I've got to try and fix it. The first thing I've got to do is just try and work out what type of water it is or where the water is coming from, because I do have a tap here and this comes off tank water, and I thought, okay, maybe the pipe that's going to the base of this has loosened, but it's wet there, but it's not ultra wet as it is over here. Now this standpipe thing that's coming out of the ground here, if I show you that, that is water that's coming in off the mains water from the street up the front, and yeah, that's full of water. And if I come over the back here a little bit, there's another hole there. You can't really see it in that grass. That's completely full of water as well. The damp patch seems to go from about there all the way around there and then out. So I'm thinking that it's actually mains water that's causing this leak. So obviously the first thing I've got to try and do is find out where this water leak is coming from. And I did dig a hole here probably about 1.5 years ago looking for a leak that actually wasn't here, but I'm thinking now, did I disturb something down there in a join that may have over time led to a new leak? Because the water line runs from there, it runs across the laneway here and then does a turn and runs down towards the main road there. So would that be something I would have done? I'm not too sure. The other crazy idea I had yesterday, actually, when I first saw this, was a week or so ago I was sitting in my house over here looking out the window, and in this area here there were about 3 or 4 kangaroos sitting under this tree here. Now, is it possible that one of those animals had actually hit my standpipe here? Now you can see that this pipe is actually just standing here by itself. There's no post or anything supporting it. So I'm wondering, what would be the chances of an animal hitting this or jumping into it, and has it fractured something in the copper pipe that's down there? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's time to stop talking about the problem and try and fix the problem. So let's get on the Chinese Mini Excavator and get to work. And I just thought I would give you an update on my motorcycle trailer that was in the last video. So I left the last video when it was completely finished, and in the 2 weeks since posting that video I've actually been on the motorcycle tour with my friend Nick, and we covered about 2,500 kilometers with 2 bikes on this trailer, and I'm happy to report that everything went well. The trailer performed perfectly and we had no problems at all. Really should fix those rollers are squeaking again. I'll just take off this pallet fork attachment. I had this on when I was lifting the car trailer around, and now I've finished with that. I can take this off. There we are. And put this somewhere. Now with this sort of operation I really don't have a plan at all. I sort of roughly know where my water pipes are, and that sort of certainly helps. So I haven't turned the water supply off yet. I want to keep the pressure on there, so if I do dig it down, then I will hopefully see where the leak's coming from if I can find it spurting out somewhere. I just have to move over a little bit closer. This ground is very soft now, obviously, so I don't want to get stuck in here. Now I know that the water pipe basically comes like in a straight line through here, so I think I have a pretty good idea. So I'm going to go down either side of where I think the water pipe is and dig a big trench down either side, and then I can maybe with a shovel I can just come in on the sides and try and unearth where this copper pipe meets the plastic water pipe. Now I'll just show you the bucket that I'm using there. So that bucket is a 400mm bucket. It's actually got the teeth on it, which I normally wouldn't use in this situation. I've got another bucket that I've taken the teeth off it, and it's much safer to a degree. When I'm digging in wet soil, I don't need the teeth because I'm not digging into hard matter. And with the teeth on it, I just think that you stand the chance of sort of snagging something or picking up a pipe or a power cable or something. So I don't like using the teeth, but that's what I had, so that's what I'm going to use. The teeth might actually help me just getting through this initial part of breaking this grass up. To go anywhere near where I think my water pipe is. Now I don't know where to put all this spoil really. I guess maybe just over here somewhere under this here tree. Not hit my water pipe. It's all good. Okay, well I've just moved some soil either side. The water pipe runs sort of right through the middle there. I'm just looking for bubbles and stuff in the water here. I can't see anything coming up yet, so usually that's a good telltale sign, but I can't see anything. So I think my next plan of attack is to probably go and turn the mains off for the minute and get a bucket and take all this water out, and then turn the water back on and see if I can see where the leak is. Okay, well after digging around for about an hour, I finally found where the leak was, down in the hole there. It's the join of the poly pipe, the 32mm black poly pipe into the metal fitting that goes up into here to this shut off and into this standpipe. So in that join there was leaking. I could see when I lowered the water level down that it was bubbling up a bit, and I'll show you where the break was. So this is a closer look at the connection here. So this is my 32mm metric poly pipe. This is the water line coming from the water meter at the main road about 100 yards away, and this is the copper pipe that runs across here and up to that shut off and that standpipe there. Now the problem is that I found is I could see there that somebody had put a braze on the top. You can see that brass is quite new there, and this is a connection that fits between the two of them, this one here. And you can see here, maybe you can't see, that in that area there it's actually melted, like it was actually in there and then they decided to braze or something and that's melted that. And I don't know whether it was a result on that or not, but when I look through the middle here I can actually see that this has got a crack around here, crack around there, and that's where the water was coming out of. So whether it had been building up for a long time or not, I don't know, but yeah, that's toast, that one. So I've actually got a new one here. This is a new one. I went to the irrigation supply store and got another one of those. So that was about $14, and I'll try and get that in. Okay, well, I've put it all back together. So I'll go up and turn the water on and see if it leaks. It's all right. Can't see any drips or anything on it. Trouble is, all the water that's saturating in the ground here sort of pools back down the bottom, and you're not too sure whether it's leaking or not. But I'll take as much of this water out as I can and just leave it for a couple of hours and have a look. Okay, I'm just going to get some material now to put around my pipe before I fill the hole up with soil. And I call this crusher dust. I don't know what you may call it. I've known this stuff. This is sort of what's left over at the mill when they have the blue metal here, and the leftover material is called crusher dust, and that's what I know it as. In different parts of the country they call it different things. I've heard it referred to as mix minus, 10 minus, and up here in the Hunter Valley where I am, for some reason they call it packing sand, although it hasn't really got sand in it. It's just all crushed blue metal. I've just come back to this job after being away for a week, and you can see that that has dried up nice and dry now, so I'm pretty sure that there's no leaks in that, and I'll just now put some of my crusher dust here around that, and then I think I'll just get my excavator and then just pull this material here. I'll just break this up a bit and pull this back in and try and fill this hole up and make it nice and level. Right, well, I've put all that in. I've got some that packing sand above the pipe, and I've just put this painted white post in here just to give the standpipe a little bit of support. I don't think an animal had actually knocked it before, but it's I don't know if it's ever actually had one in there before, but this will just give it a bit of extra support in case I may run into it with the mower or something. Alright, so next step is to fill in this hole, and I'll pull back all this dirt I've got here. There's a couple of bits of concrete over here which I don't want. I'll just keep those out. Right, so I'll just go and get the mini excavator and swap the bucket over, and then we'll fill in the hole. here my rollers are squeaking a bit, so I'll just fix that. So what I notice with the rollers on this is they do start to squeak after a while, and all I do is I just use a bit of this inox in a spray bottle, and I just give it a bit of a spray like this, and that seems to do the trick. It's probably not the recommended method for getting rid of it, but because what you find is the track guides that are in here, the rubber wears off them, and you get down to just the steel part of the track. And when that happens, it starts to squeal, but just with a little bit of inox in there, it just seems to make it all go a little bit better. Yeah, tends to get rid of the annoying squeak. See whether we can get it to hook up. Oh, I don't know. It's a bit of a hit and miss thing. Some days I reckon I can get it okay, and other days I can't. Oh, I think I might have got it. Sort of reach in under this tree here and pull out this material without destroying the tree too much. Without hitting my pipe that's sticking out of the ground. Just do this maybe and swing across under the tree. Fortunately, all my dirt I had here is now dried right off. It was nice and wet, as you saw earlier in the video, but now it's all dried to quite a hard packed clay. Bit of a high spot just here somewhere, just in there somewhere. I just need to get a bit of dirt out of there. Yeah, that'll do, that'll do. Right, well, I've put all that grass and stuff back in there, but it's all a bit light. I think I'm going to have to need something else maybe. Well, I'm going to need a little bit more soil, so I think I'll fire up the mini truck here, and I have got a pile of topsoil up the back which I can use. Let's get rid of this box, and Yeah, I'll go up and get a couple of scoops of that, and that'll help fill that hole in. See how dry the land is at the minute. All the grass has died. Okay, I'm just going to get a couple of scoops of this soil I've got in here. I took it out. It's got a bit of a mixture of grass and stuff in it, but I think the soil's not too bad, although it's very dry. And I'll just get a couple of scoops of this and put it in a mini truck, and we'll take it down and fill that hole in. Now, one thing I was going to point out with these mini excavators is if you just have a look at the height I've got at the bucket there. I've got the bucket curled back, and you can see that there's really only a couple of inches between the bucket and the side of my little truck here, and the truck is probably only about, I don't know, 4.5 foot, 5 foot off the ground. So if you had a really big truck with a big high side on it, you probably wouldn't be able to load it with one of these. I mean, you can go out a little bit more. That's probably about the maximum height you could do there. So ideally having a mini truck with a mini excavator makes a lot of sense. How much more will I need? Maybe another couple. That's that hole now filled in. It's a bit of grass and stuff on the top here, which may grow back when we get a bit more rain, but that's a good job. I'm glad I was able to fix it. It didn't take that long, really, but the benefit was having your own machinery certainly makes it a lot easier when you have to dig a hole than using a shovel. Well, I'm very glad that job is finished, and it's certainly, as I mentioned there, that it is a lot easier to do these type of repairs around the farm when you've got your own equipment. And I've mentioned before about this on, justifying the money that you may spend on buying one of these Chinese mini excavators, but just to sort of give you a bit of an example of the cost. Now, I've always had problems with those water pipes in my laneway coming to the house, and if you've been watching the channel for a while, you may have seen some of those videos where I've been fixing the water leaks, and on average I get about 3, maybe 4 a year. And when I first moved up here to the farm, I was getting just a plumber that I found on Facebook Marketplace to come out and find the leak, and he would turn up with an excavator much the same as mine, dig around for a couple of hours, find where the leak was and repair it. And then the cost of that was about $950, I think, which was probably expensive, but that's just what the rate is to get somebody to do stuff around here. Now, if you take out the fact that the part that I used was like $14 or $15, it means that every time I have that person come out and fix my pipe, and certainly for the first year, I think I had him out probably 3 or 4 times. Now, let's say I've been here for 7 or 8 years now, 7 years I think. And if I had to repair that pipe, say 4 times a year, and it cost me $900, That'd be a sort of $3,500 a year. Times that by 7 is over $20,000. So I can, in my case, justify the cost of spending $16,990 buying this mini excavator when I did back in 2021. So it's not for everybody. I mean, you certainly have to justify the reasoning for spending money to buy any sorts of equipment, but certainly I'm really happy in my case that I think it's money well spent. All right, that's today's video. Problem is fixed, water leak is fixed. Back to do something else here on the farm. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for supporting the channel and watching the videos. Stay safe on the farm, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.